To see all those lights downtown Indianapolis, because a lot of people are waking up in the dark this morning still.
Yeah, it's been quite the stretch from Friday night over the weekend. A lot of folks woke up Saturday morning without power, so it's just been an ongoing effort to get things back to normal. Still know that down in Johnson County, working to get that back up and running. So in the meantime, we're focusing on potentially another round of some strong storms and just preparing folks well in advance of that threat. That looks like at this point going to be mainly Tuesday evening through Wednesday afternoon. Right now we're at 45 here in Indy as we've got this warmer pocket of air down to our southwest. That's all going to lift in during the course of the day today. We've had a few spotty showers in southern Indiana where that boundary sits right now. Not going to rule out the potential of a stray shower between now and about lunchtime, but then lots of dry time this afternoon. We are at 53 in Bloomington as that warmer air is working its way northward. We're going to see a big surge in temperatures today. 64 degrees by noon. We're back to 72 with a mix of sun and clouds through the course of the afternoon today. And looks like the Indy Metro will remain dry for the rest of the evening. It's places like northern Indiana from Lafayette over to Marion where we could see another line of storms redevelop today. This is through noon. Notice that dry time that we'll all experience as the day plays on. And then by about 5 p.m., where this boundary sets up in northern Indiana could trigger another round of storms. Looking at the potential of perhaps an isolated stronger storm, the Storm Prediction Center highlighting this green zone. That's a level 1 of 5 for that risk that we might see an isolated stronger storm later today in northern Indiana. That threat will come to an end as the sun goes down. Then we focus on Tuesday. The bullseye for this, a severe weather outbreak on Tuesday, will be across portions of Iowa and Illinois, and potentially moving in as we get into our Tuesday night into Wednesday. So that's the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. We're going to get you updated on that latest timeline coming up in your full forecast. Do though now want to take you to the traffic center. We're starting off accident and delay free, which is a good way to get our Monday morning rush underway. But I do want to take you down into Johnson County, where we have this stretch of US 31 that's going to remain blocked as that storm damage continues to clear. This is between Tracy Road and Whiteland Road. That storm damage beginning Friday evening has kind of kept this stretch of the road blocked in sections. So if you can just kind of avoid that stretch, you can utilize that 65 corridor or State Road 37 in the meantime. We're going to continue to monitor this area and let you know when it all reopens.
Lindsay, thank you. We want to show you this drone video of the tornado damage in Johnson County. Neighborhoods in Whiteland entering day 3 now of cleanup. So
much cleanup to do. We know some schools in Johnson County are closed today because of all of that damage. We have team coverage this morning. Our Samantha Johnson is live in Whiteland with the very latest. Sam, what have you learned?
Well, Dustin and Jalea, growing up here on the south side, it's hard to see some of this damage and destruction, especially in person. But we know these communities are not giving up. In fact, this morning we've got some good news to share with you. We've been driving through town and we're seeing fewer power outages this morning. We're also seeing some of those major roads here through Whiteland are now reopened. That's some good news. And then you mentioned the schools here behind us at Whiteland Community High School. They're actually out of the classrooms today and in the communities. So take a look at your screen here. We know that Franklin College has canceled class today. That's also the case here at Clark Pleasant Community Schools. In fact, we know Clark Pleasant staff, they plan to get together later this morning and head out into some of the hardest hit neighborhoods. Some of this destruction here still needing cleanup on day 3 after the storm. We're told teachers and support staff will be bussed into the hardest hit neighborhoods to help with that cleanup process, and that all gets underway later this morning, coming up around 8:30. Now, if you too are looking for ways to help your fellow neighbors, we've got a link for you at WTHR.com with ways that you can help. Jalea and Dustin, of course, we know this is just one of the communities looking for our support this morning, so you can find that right now online. Coming up at 6:30, I want to share with you an inspiring message from the Whiteland Police Department here. A little bit of good news and a little bit of hope, so we'll have that for you coming up in the next half hour of Sunrise.
Samantha, thank good news and hope, certainly what we want to be hearing this morning.
Absolutely.
Right
it's
now.
Always so heartwarming to see how many people step up and help in situations like this.
So quickly, too.
We see it every time. As Sam mentioned, Clark Pleasant Community Schools are not the only ones closed today.
As a Franklin College, also in Johnson County, is closed and classes are canceled today. The college says those high winds led to more power outages, so students can return to campus at 2 p.m. today. Classes will resume on Tuesday.
We're just happy that everybody's safe and, that it didn't hurt anybody, and it's just things that can be replaced.
And Johnson County was just one part of central Indiana slammed by those weekend storms.
Oh yeah, Howard County saw 3 tornadoes. Our Matthew Fultz joins us with what that community has been doing to recover this morning as well and over the last couple of days. Good morning, Matthew.
Yeah, good morning, Jalea and Dustin. Many people in that community have spent the weekend cleaning up, just as Samantha mentioned, in Johnson County. However, they too need more volunteers this morning, as the cleanup process will take some time. Take a look at some of this video. This is some of the video our crews shot in that area of Kokomo yesterday. You can see that tornado left damage to much of that area. We're talking about trees completely being ripped down, homes damaged, as well as local buildings being ripped apart by that tornado. The National Weather Service confirming to us that 2 EF0 tornadoes touched down in the southwest part of that county. An EF1 tornado hit the eastern part, and winds got up to as high as 110 miles per hour. Now, we spoke with one man who owns an excavation company in that area in Howard County. He says his shop was partially destroyed in the tornado, and he says now the cleanup and process to rebuild will take some time.
Cleaned out this end, took all the things up to another building in Roosevelt to secure those things and get the building down, so we can at least try to save that end of the building and get it secure and get it back together, then try to get this end put back together. God has blessed us to no end, and things could always be worse, and grateful and thankful that it wasn't any worse.
Now, that was Jeff Daverson. He tells us he had several brand new trucks inside that shop at the time when that tornado came through. He says, unfortunately, one of those trucks were completely destroyed by that tornado. And thankfully, again, as I mentioned, no one was hurt in all of this miraculously. That's some good news this morning. However, the county is still in need of help. We're still working to find out if there will be any donation drives or any volunteer opportunities. We'll, of course, keep you posted as soon as we learn more. But coming up at 6:30 here on 13 Sunrise, I'll share some more ways on how the community in Grant County is also coming together in need of more volunteers and how you can help. I'll share that still ahead. Guys.
Matthew, thank you. And Samantha and Matthew both touched on this, but how we're already seeing Hoosiers that are jumping in right now to help in the wake of all these storms.
So many Hoosiers helping their fellow neighbors across the state. In Johnson County, the new Whiteland Fire Department put together snack bags for those working to clean up over the weekend. Right now, Whiteland's Fire Department is working out of New Whiteland's Station 11 because its firehouse was damaged in Friday's EF2 tornado.
And we can tell you that crews have put out a call for food and water donations right after the storm. And then in less than a day, they had to stop taking donations because they were just getting so many people wanting to help.
The beginning of the morning all the way till last evening, people were dropping off just carloads and truckloads of donations all day long. My phone was ringing all day. Social media was sending us messages. So, yeah, it was amazing.
The chief says that if you would still like to help, and they've had a lot of people who are still reaching out, they say keep an eye on their social media pages because they'll update there more on their specific needs and how they need this help a little later this week.
Yeah, that's sure to come this week. This morning, the Johnson County Humane Society is getting a lot of help too. Check this out. In a Facebook post Saturday, the shelter said it didn't have power or water for the animals, but help came fast. Less than 2 hours later, take a look. Cases and bottles of water dropped off right to their doorstep. The Humane Society says it's extremely grateful and also says its pet pantry will be open this afternoon for storm survivors who need pet food. We will continue, of course, to follow the recovery across the state and provide you with ways you can help. It's at WTHR.com and on our WTHR app.